Now this story, if you guys remember, was recently told during a live story time. It was a situation that took place around Christmas time that had a lot to do with my addiction. Like I said before, the audio quality was trash, but I get those moments where I gotta drop it on you right then and there. That's why you see a lot of my lives are outside or me on the go. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get straight into it. I go by D-Jack, but you can call me D.
So I go extra hard on that hard flow.
Call me D. Alright then, we kicking off this story in Christmas of 2017, living in good old Blue Ridge. So I wake up this morning with another extreme case of the coldies. This is where your body is at a very low temperature. That's my own nickname for what I call that. It's what I would feel most mornings on a wake up. But when I say coldies, it's not in the context of you having to go to sleep without a blanket while it was 20 degrees outside and the heat wasn't working. No, this feeling comes from within. And one morning I looked down at my arms and I noticed that my veins is a little smaller than usual. And if you was to ask me what it was in that very moment, I wouldn't have any answers for you, not one. But I would later find out that opiates, they thin out your blood flow. That's also why most perk poppers can't either get it up or keep it up. And you ain't got a cap, my dog, because I done experienced it myself. This was like the transitioning point before going into withdrawal. Your body has fully come down now from last night's perk popping fiesta. Because if you notice, opiates, they raise your body temperature. It's like your brain going to a sensory overload. So while your body trying to find its balance, your mind holding you hostage like,
I'll turn it off if you pop another pill. Yeah, I'll turn it off. Quick, go ahead, pop another pill.
And a whole chokehold out here. I swear to God, bro, that's how it is, for real. I wrapped myself good with 2 hoodies and 2 blankets. And I turned over and I grabbed my phone and it was dead. My charger was a little wonky at the time, so it was gonna take a good minute to turn back on. And even then, it charged hella slow. Cool. I leave my phone on the charger and I go tap in with my homegirl down the walk who had a large supply of tramadol. I'm fresh out of perks this morning and I knew that the full withdrawal symptoms wasn't too far behind. So I started using them when I didn't have perks just to keep me off the WDs. So I'm knocking on her door. She opened up telling me how many times she done called my phone, trying to cop some bud. I swing back to the crib, grabbed her order, then asked about the dollies, short for tramadol. Now she was wondering why I even wanted them, because I was used to buying 80 OCs, 40 OCs, 30s, you know, the list goes on. I refused to wait till my phone charged back up and then have to wait for somebody to come through. You know, this way I can still function and get my drug of choice later. As I'm about to leave, she said to me, them little dudes that be out there, they was knocking at your door before I did, basically saying they want some gas too, and told me, you better catch them for your boy, dude. Talking about my neighbor who we know is fat black. Now I'm in a rush. I swab out of her crib back to mine. Coming through the door, I could see the phone ringing on the dining room table. And once I finally pick my phone up, I see that it's 3-something in the evening. And I swear, me finding out that I overslept always surprised me for some reason. Like this wasn't the case just a day ago. This was regular scheduled program as always. But other than the clock, I also peeped the notifications and I had 26 on. Now like all other mornings, I'm thinking this was just a few people calling back to back for some weed. It was, but only 2 or 3 plays among all the other people who were wishing me a Merry Christmas. And do you know, for a full hour and a half or 2 hours, however long I was up, I had no idea it was Christmas. Which is crazy because the night before, me and my girlfriend, we had got into it about money. So she and her son, they would end up staying over her mother's house. And it wasn't because she was mad, but it was so they could already be there when Christmas morning came. What did I do when she leave? Man, that bitch. I don't need her ass anyway, man. Man, tell another nigga to buy that f***ing presents. You know, I'm really snapping. I'm cutting up in that motherfucker. Feeling some type of way. Totally blowing the whole thing out of proportion because now my insecurities is shown. She wasn't even complaining about me getting her or anybody anything for Christmas. And that's how she always been since I met her. Won't ask you for nothing. All that woman asked was, well, how you going to buy anything for Christmas if you keep buying those? Those as in the pills that I just bought from the plug a couple minutes before. And no matter how much in my feelings I was, I knew full damn well that she was speaking big old facts. So I go throughout the night getting high, popping pieces of 80, and those extra nice feelings turned into really guilty feelings. Because I was dead wrong, and I knew I was dead wrong. I'm sitting on the couch, I'm going through my phone, scrolling through, trying to see how much money I got, how much money I can spend rather. I think it was at least $50 to $75, 100 tops, I'm not sure. But I take that money and I go to Family Dollar. Yeah, I go to Family Dollar. and I bought every single Christmas present from Family Dollar up the street from Blue Ridge, the Family Dollar right there off Midlothian, and I bought all their Christmas presents from them. And I'm just sitting here feeling like total shit, like, damn, bro, what are you doing? You supposed to be the weed man, you supposed to have all this money doing all these big things, and you can't even have a decent Christmas. Among the things I bought, I know I remember buying her a stand-up mirror, one of those long mirrors. I think I bought her son a few toys, socks and clothing, a lot of miscellaneous stuff, but it wasn't a lot at all. We had this miniature Christmas tree in the corner of the apartment. I set the presents under there, I wrapped them myself and everything, and I was just hoping in my heart that it was gonna be enough. No matter how much the drugs was affecting my mood, that's most likely the reason I snapped on her. That's most likely the reason I started feeling guilty and went and bought the Christmas presents. But now I'm sitting on the couch feeling even more shitty because I ain't have enough. Bro, a wave of emotions hit me all at once. I didn't know how to feel, so I just started feeling numb. I'm sitting in the middle of this living room by myself, nobody in the house with me, on Christmas Eve. It was a dark feeling, I tell you that. You know, my phone's still ringing, I'm still hitting plays, but it didn't feel like a life. It didn't feel like a life at all. It just felt like I was existing. I'm not here for real. So Christmas morning come around, and I do shoot over there to spend Christmas morning with them and her parents. Get all the presents out the way, we talk, we eat, all of that, and I finally come back to the crib by myself to hit more plays. When they finally do get home and they see the presents, their reaction was way different than I expected.
Have the most awesomest man in the whole widest world, who gets you a tree and presents on Christmas, 'cause he is so awesome. Say hi. Hey, awesome man.
Yo. Totally different than I expected. Her son even ran up to me, gave me a big ass hug, bro. Damn, that made me cry. But if you saw me that day, you could tell that I wasn't in the mood for Christmas. I wasn't in the Christmas spirit. But my girl told me the fact that you even tried, the fact that you even attempted to give us the Christmas that you felt we deserved means a lot. But I couldn't see it that way because it was all about the money for me. It was all about, oh, if I can do this, all about buying the new clothes, or if I can't, you know what I mean? And that was my pride.
So, Mommy, who is it from?
It's from my baby.
Who's your baby?
Demond.
That was my pride. My pride got in the way of that. After that Christmas, it's almost time for the New Year's. I end up getting a fluctuation of plays. I end up hitting plays that I ain't hit in months. People who ain't called my phone in so long is hitting me up. I'm like, bet. Outside my door, you would have thought that, oh, I at least got £1 in the house. I'm at least working out a £1/4 or a £1/2 or something, because that's how many plays I really had. I'm not capping to you. That's not to brag. It's not to, oh, look at me. Ain't nothing glorifying about that. It ain't. You want to know how much work I had for real? I was working out of a 1/2 ounce, 14 grams of loud. I was re-ing up on. And I had to damn near re-up 2 to 3 times a day just to keep up. But I could never upgrade because of that habit. We ain't gotta go back into it. Y'all know how I go. But after this big fluctuation, because New Year's coming in, and it happened all the way up until New Year's. By the time it hit New Year's Eve, I was working out of a £1/4 again. It was just that much traffic. I planned to do something that I wanted to do a few days before on Christmas, right? Christmas just passed. I wanted to do for them. They deserve it. They put up with a lot of my bullshit, you know? I didn't have my own 2 biological kids at this time. It was just me, my girl, and her son. So I go out to the mall, and they don't know this. I didn't tell them I was gonna do this. I go out to the mall and I plan to get them some things, you know, some clothes, some shoes, whatever, toys, whatever I can find that I think they might want. In the midst of me moving around trying to buy stuff, I get a call. I'm gonna say an associate, and let's call him Danny.
Hey, bro. Man, you better hop on this right now, bro. Man, I got a whole bag of 30s, bro. A whole bag of 30s, bro. A whole bag.
He repeats himself a lot. Sometimes, bro, I couldn't take having a conversation with this dude because he always keeps stuttering and repeating himself. You damn near had to sit on the phone for an hour just to get a 10-minute conversation out.
I got these 30s, bro, man. Look, $10 a piece, bro. $10 a piece.
I said, what? I had just read up. I got a £1/4. Back in those days, I can't even remember what a £1/4 even costs, because the prices today is ridiculous. $700 to $800, something like that. And I had already made $300 to $400. Again, my girl, she don't know this. And I'm thinking like, damn, if I go buy these 30s and sell them for $30, that's a $20 every time I hit. And I say, man, the way everything moving right now, I'll probably get them off in a day. I leave the mall. Didn't buy nothing. I said I'll get the stuff another time. I spent $300 with this dude for 30 30s. So if you do the math, I'm gonna profit 600 plus my 300 back that I spent on the 30s. 900 buckaroos, my boy. But after I got these bag of 30s, I could not get them off. I think I sold one of them that day. Nobody was biting. Everybody saying they good, they got them. Shit, more people was telling me that they had them than they wanted them. So because of my habit, I started taking them. And the slower these things moving, the more I popped. But I came across one of my cousins who was an avid pill popper at the time. And shout out to him because he is 100% clean today. Shout out to you, cuzzo. You know who you is. I ain't gotta say no names. You inspired me. For real, inspired the hell out of me. And he bought a bundle of them. I think he bought like 15 of them. By the time he bought that 15, I had already popped almost 10 of them. But him buying in bulk like that, I got my money back quick, fast, super quick. I just made $450, boom, got it back. I only had like 5 or 6 left to sell. So I said, man, F it. I got my money back, plus a little bit more. I might as well keep them for myself. Now at the time, I was driving my little brother's car. I'm driving a little Honda. And I had just popped the whole 30 after already popping one 30 minutes before. My tolerance was getting high. And after popping this 30, I goes to Burger King to order some food. You know what I mean? You gotta put some on your tummy. I wanna get something for the family too. I make this big order and she says it's gonna be about 20 minutes because they already busy. I go sit down in the chair and I'm just looking up at them, you know what I mean? Just waiting, and I get the nod now. Now around this time, I wasn't too big on Cash App. I used Cash App, but it was still hand-to-hand cash. So I got this wad of money inside my hoodie jacket. It was in a hoodie junk like this. Why was I carrying it in the hoodie pocket? I don't, bro, I don't know. And I got my hands in the hoodie pocket too. So I'm just like this. And I get the nodding off. As I'm nodding, almost falling out the chair, I catch myself. I sling my arms out the hoodie super fast like. I didn't notice that every single dollar that was in that hoodie pocket was on the floor. But I'm high, nodding out. They call me and say, hey bro, your order ready? I bet. And I get straight up. I don't think to go in my hoodie and get the money. I don't remember that I put it in my hoodie. I go in my pocket, which I had more money in, so I didn't think. I just dropped some money. I think it was like $100 in his pocket. Pulled out the money, paid for the food, walk right out the door. I go back home, we eat, we parlaying, we spend the night having a good night. For me, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. I'm high, I made some money, I got hella weed in the cut. I'm back up, is all I'm saying. I don't notice that I dropped this money until the morning after. Everything I just made off of what Cuz just bought, gone. That whole $450. Gone. All I had in my pocket was about $70-something, and I had less than half of the weed that I was selling because I had already sold about 70% of it. By that next week, I was back down to selling out a half an ounce because I wanted to get high. I didn't go buy the stuff that I said I wanted to buy for my family because I feel like they deserved it. Nah, I gotta go get these perks. And that was directly connected to the fact that I wanted to get high. The message I want to leave with y'all today is cut and dry. Those of us who are trying to change for the right reasons. You know, back then, I was telling myself I had to change for my family. I had to change for my woman. I had to change so they can look at me this way. I had to change so they can perceive me this way. Not knowing that was a part of the reason why I couldn't get over that hump toward my transition. You're going to have to change for you. Because at the end of the day, if you still can't look yourself in the eyes and say, I'm proud of you, you ain't there yet. You're not even at that point yet. If you ain't hit rock bottom yet, bro, you can't even comprehend what I'm even telling you. So if you haven't hit your rock bottom and you are addicted to opiate, this is not for you. You still on your journey. But for the people who are tired, for the people who have hit their rock bottom, you may be in your rock bottom right this second. You have to change for yourself, okay? I had to be able to wake up in the morning and like myself. Some mornings, bro, I woke up and I didn't like who the f I was, bro. I hated me. I despised me. I thought of myself as a screw up, like I can't do nothing right my whole life. But when I finally took that leap of faith on myself, when I finally fully believed in me, is when I was fully ready. That's the point. Because changing for others can make you feel better, yeah, but changing for you will make you live better. And that's all I got. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay positive, please stay sober, because if you ain't moving, you're losing, my boy. And we out, baby. Call me, D.
Hustler talk, no comment though, just paper chase. Chasing my dreams, my nightmares ain't got no money, just a cardboard sign and they existing so bum it.